it's a coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see running back Joe Mixon coming off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New England Patriots. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun to give to Mixon. And some space here. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. On 1st down, Love almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Kenny Golladay, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Hey, Delta. Don't get nervous. Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Here I come. Hey, switch gears. Switch gears. Hey, Alpha.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to air it out. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Miles Boykin with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Love. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
In today's football, there aren't a lot of goals for defenses. But when you hold a team under 100 total yards of offense, yeah, that has to be a goal that was met. Big check mark for them in last week's game.
Ready.
On 3rd down, Love. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a New England first down.
But we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The numbers for Mixon last week, 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, Love. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go. Hey, Haywood. Go on. Cheetah.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Let's take a look here at the offense for Minnesota.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak. But we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. And that seemed to me to be all about trusting your receiver.
No doubt about it, because when he put that ball in the air, I will guarantee you everyone who's watching this game right now thought that's up for grabs. But this is a lot of practice time. As you mentioned, a ton of trust, and he knows how good his guy is. So to him, it wasn't up for grabs. To him, it was a big play waiting to happen.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Second and 10. Flush to his right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. On second down, here's Mixon. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league. Back
to Mixon on first down. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And the Vikings pick up the football. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Now the try here for the point after. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
Next to score, Vikings 20, Patriots 7.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you got a talented back, give it back to him.
That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Joe Mixon. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. New England on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Hey, you got 3 down. Go.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend.
Go.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they got him behind the goal line. Cook goes down for a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock 1 time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
And with the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He finds his running back, Mixon. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Love. But he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to fire one, and this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Miles Boykin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Point after, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But it's also something to challenge in your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. 2nd and 6. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now back to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. But what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Touchdown, Minnesota. The kicker on for the point after.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. No problem there on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me? You see me?
And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Second and long. Going deep for Diggs. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 35.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
51 to Mike, boy, 51.
Back to throw. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Let's go.
They'll try and throw for it here. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to have terrific field position.
Set, ready. 60 out block. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Check 9, check 9. Let's go.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, time.
From the gun on 3rd down. Love. Open man is Gordon. Complete. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, maybe it's like my wedge. When you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
They'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Oh, he's going to let he's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. In for the score as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by one more. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. Always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep this confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
A loss of 2 there, second down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal.
At the 11-yard line.
Second and 11. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a third and goal situation. From the gun on third down, Love. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Josh Gordon, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots make some inroads here on that deficit. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Leo. Now.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
65.
On first and 10, Love. It's complete to Lockett. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Back to the air on second down. Love. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. New England on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Love. And this is going to be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on first and 10.
3 buzz.
Ready?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Hightower just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, check Mike 21, check Mike 21.
We want this.
Hey, Haywood. Hey, check Mike 21.
They'll set up the throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Watch the pass.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Love. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Go on.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. This quarterback now, 8 of 17 so far, under 50%.
Watch the ship.
He'll drop to throw. That's strong running. Flushed out right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. Got a man open. That's Harry. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 5. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the
Throwing on first down. Love. Catch is made by Harry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Let's go. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Tight right.
On first down, Love. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Ready, go.
Off play action. Love. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Pick me up. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike. Hey, Echo. Run you over. I'm going to hit it.
Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Look, squeeze. Get it.
They'll drop the throw. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win.